Hey, we're going to try this one more time. Okay, so it's so hard. I feel like we're trying to break down the fourth wall and show you guys how I'm doing this from inside the box where I'm doing it. So it's been difficult. But basically, my wife is a doc, and she goes to the hospital every couple days. It's not pretty down there. And as a worship arts pastor, I want to still do church, right? Well, church is not closed. The building is closed, right? So I'm trying to show you how to do this on a budget with equipment you have lying around, hopefully, and to where you do not need to leave your house. If you're leaving your house, it should be for mission critical type stuff, right? It should be for feeding people. It should be for getting groceries and medical care. It shouldn't be to preach a sermon. It shouldn't be to lead worship, okay? So last Sunday, using OBS, a single MacBook Pro, I did it in my living room, and my pastor was in his bedroom, and we did it live. And it worked great. So I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to show you what I got going on. So I've got a single condenser mic pointed at my mouth so I don't get a lot of acoustic guitar sound, right? It's going to an Audient ID14, which you can get, any USB sound card is great for that. No big deal. Okay. And then that's going to my MacBook Pro. Hi, Dave. That's Dave Nillette. He's standing in as our pastor today. He will be our pastor. I've got my iPad here. Got my iPad here for OnSong, right? And an acoustic guitar. And that's it. It's really quite a simple setup so far. Okay. And then for Zoom, Dave is just listening to me and seeing me via the webcam on my Mac and the microphone on the laptop. And then I'm sending his audio out through the headphone jack. Back into the ID14, okay? And then out of the ID14 into this little speaker so that I can hear him. There's probably better ways to do this, but this is what worked. I get confused when the audio is all inside the box and I don't know where it's going. So I don't like that. So you can keep working, Dave. Do whatever you're doing. So the main driver here is OBS. The OBS software. Hey, he's watching himself. The OBS software does all of the heavy lifting. You put these scenes in here, just logo, right? And then I make new ones with that same just logo so that the logo's in the same spot. The first scene is countdown and announcements. And that countdown video is from Worship House Media, and they've said it's okay to show videos like that. The audio is my own so that we don't get pinged by the algorithms of Facebook and YouTube. These are just images created from our keynote slides for announcements, and you just put them on a scroll. You just go into these properties and figure out how fast you want to loop them. It's really easy. And then inside this countdown vid, it's just a file. You're just playing this countdown Cobalt, right? Cool. So then the next slide is me on my webcam, and you just put it wherever you want it. Boop, boop, boop. And there I am. And then when I want to do slides, I think this is the critical thing for a lot of people. I want to do slides. Don't laugh. We still use Keynote. Where's Keynote? We still use Keynote because we don't do anything fancy. So for the slides, you have Keynote open over here. You just put Keynote wherever you want it. Okay? And then you keep me here, wherever you want me. Okay? And then when you click through these slides, you just come over here to Keynote and tap down. And it changes, right? It's that easy. What you see is what you get. And then now for my pastor, which is where Dave comes in. This is the Zoom window. So I'm going to hit Properties. And all you do is you're sharing this window, right? Here's Zoom. Zoom. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. So this is what Zoom looks like. He can see me, I can see him. When I go over to OBS, I just grab what I want, which is him, and I make it look pretty. And then now, that's him and a logo. How cool is that? So now when it comes time for him to do slides, so see that? You can see the, you don't want that in there. Not the Cowboys, the Zoom slides. Cowboys is fine. All right, so then when he goes to do his preaching with the slides, it's the same thing. You just take that window and put it where you want it, right? I think I need to make it bigger because I'm getting too much of the other windows, right? There you go. And then you go here to the slides, same thing. You go find the slide you want, which my pastor's sermon slides are in here right now. Sorry, over here. Da, 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 da. Thank you, Wade. I'm hoping this will help somebody. This is my third attempt to go live and show this, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to use my phone so you can see it from my perspective. All right, so then here's Pastor's slides while he preaches. When he talks, I hear him coming out of this speaker down here, right? And then in the audio settings, you can see how loud he is. You can make sure it's not red line. And so here's the other thing. This caught me too. If you're using OBS, the red line is not the red line. 0 is the red line. The red line is the warning track. It's not like normal mixers. Normally you don't want red in a digital world. But on OBS, you do want red, which I thought was weird. So I don't know why that is. While Dave's sneezing, I'm thinking the other thing is too, when he's not preaching, he can mute himself just using Zoom, right? Boom. So the other cool thing I just found out, and I didn't use it last week because I didn't know, if you go into filters here for audio, you can add a compressor and a limiter and even some plugins. So there's some advanced stuff in here. Noise gates, limiters, compressors, some VST stuff. It's very, very powerful, right? So then Chris is doing slides. He's doing his invitation. It goes back to me to sing another song. We go back to keynote over here, right? Wherever the invitation song was. I think it was that one. Changes here. Goes back to me. Dave prays us out. All inside OBS. Wade is asking, I missed how to add Zoom to OBS. Okay, so Wade, I'll go back. You go to Zoom. This is with a Zoom window. It's just me and him, right? On this scene here, you select, you add a source, and this source is Zoom, and all you're doing, almost everything you're doing in OBS is basically just sharing windows. But the beautiful thing about it is, if the windows don't change, you can bounce between scenes, and everything will stay the same. It's quite impressive that way. As opposed to just sharing your screen. If you just share your screen, it's a big hassle because everything's kind of thrown about the screen. But if you use OBS, you can set up these scenes that make it easy. It's just like a video switcher. You can add images, you can add videos, you can add whatever you want. You can adjust the audio between the video and what I'm doing. You can mute stuff, you can change the fades. All of that is insanely powerful. And again, it's just a single MacBook. All I'm doing, single MacBook, some audio equipment, guitar, nothing. There's nothing here. The pastor's on Zoom. I'm clicking through his slides. It's that easy. Okay, so on to the next step. You're going to hit start streaming. Where is it going to go to? I personally use Restream, and it automatically kicks over to Restream with the RTMP key, and you can send it to YouTube or Facebook, or using custom RTMP, you can send it to Instagram with Yellow Duck. But Instagram's weird for live streaming because it kind of cuts off the video and it doesn't let you stay, and it's all not the best, whatever. So we use YouTube and Facebook mostly. So you go into titles, you change, if it'll go into titles, you change the date, you change what you want it to say. I went live Monday, I added all the CCLI information, right? So this is all automatic after OBS. So OBS, you hit start streaming, you hit start recording, it'll save it as an MP4. And then that MP4, you can post elsewhere. You can cut it and do your little Instagram 60-second clip highlight reel. You can do your podcast. You can do the audio, all of that stuff. But OBS is where it is at. Again, you can see here I'm at 7.7%. When I'm streaming, I'm on a 10 meg up. I'm not even connected to the internet. I'm just on Wi-Fi. 10 meg up. I'm doing 1080p. Let me see if I can go to settings. I can show you that. I'm doing 5000K. I'm doing 160 audio, and I'm on 1080p. So 1920 by 1080, 30 frames per second. And my 2-year-old MacBook Pro gets to like 30%. So I don't know what you guys have. Dave helped me buy this one. Didn't you, Dave? And so this is... John Mark Edwards want me to end this so that he can see how it all started. Sorry, buddy. I know, it's been a struggle to show how this works. It was just easier just to have a camera to show how I did it all. I noticed, too, I don't have my power plugged in. Make sure you plug your power in before you start on Sunday because you never know. I'm at 25% right now. But yeah, so this is not hard. It's a single laptop running OBS. You share these windows between webcams and Zoom and Keynote, ProPresenter. I don't know how ProPresenter fits into all this. We've never been that fancy. We didn't want to reinvent the wheel. We'll get there eventually. So, but yeah, it's pretty awesome. Ain't that right, Dave? Preach that sermon. It's all right. You can barely hear him. I've got him coming out of this little speaker down here. But if anybody has any questions about this simple setup, let me know. If anybody has any questions right now before I end this feed, let me know. But it's not hard. Again, my wife's a doc. She's going to the hospital. It's not pretty. You don't need to leave your house. Just stay home. This is not mission critical. You can preach from home. You can lead worship from home. You don't need to go out. If you're going out, you should be bringing food and medicine and all that kind of stuff to the people that need it. Preaching and leading the music is not mission critical. You can do that from home. So showing Keynote in here. Wait, I'll show you that one more time. So for these slides, I called it lyrics. But again, all you're doing in all of these is you're just sharing windows. Whoop. So I'm sharing this Keynote window. Boop. Boop. And I'm just putting it where I want it to be. So here's the problem with Keynote. If anybody works at Microsoft, I would love for you to tell them that when you hit the play button, it takes over your whole window, right? Oh, you can't do that, right? So the way we got around that is we just made the previews big over here, and then we just click through. So you don't get bullets, you don't get fancy stuff, but it's not bad. I imagine ProPresenter works better. The other thing you could do is you could get a HDMI to USB encoder. Dave, you need to go, or you good? You just working? I think Dave hung up. He did not hung up. The video feed hung up. You can get out of here if you need to. We're good. I think they've seen that part. Thanks, bud. Appreciate it. Be safe. Be well. You could get an HDMI to USB encoder. If you can find them in stock. Elgato makes one. And then you could have a second computer running ProPresenter or Keynote or whatever else you want to do. There's a lot of ways to do this. This is just the way that worked for me. The other thing Chris Burke was talking about was an app that you can use to connect your iPhone to OBS as a webcam. I have used this other webcam app, this Webcam Plus. And it kind of works okay. It's not great, but it would be the same thing. So you got a webcam, and you just add, let me go down here, you just add a window capture, right? So here's all your sources: audio input capture, audio output capture, browser, whatever you want. Most of everything we're doing is the image slideshow is the announcements, media source is the countdown video, and window capture is everything else, right? So window capture, we're going to go find a new one. And the new one would be Webcam Plus. Boop, boop. And that's what you see. Wherever you want to put it. Whatever you got, right? So I can't do it right now because my phone is tied up doing doing other stuff. But, so I'm going to remove that. Boop, boop. Anything you want on screen. Add image. Add an image. Right? Whatever you want. Just add it. And then put it wherever you want. That's all we're doing here. So this logo is just this logo. Doop. What else? What else? What else? Bring back the other bald guy. Oh, so the other thing you can do, you can change just like PowerPoint or whatever else. You can change the order. So I want to put this, move it down, boop. Oh. Move it up. And I think I moved it, which I'm upset about, because now it's not going to match the other ones. I like them to be consistent. Okay, that looks the same, right? Mark. Maybe not. I may have to remake it. I don't know. So, does anybody have anything else to ask, to question? I don't know what else I could add. Yeah, so I don't use ProPresenter. You could probably get lower thirds somehow, but I'm not sure. If someone wants to tag Dallas Stevens, he's the lower thirds master. I'm not 100% sure. I would like to try that because that would be cool. But I don't really know how lower thirds work. It's some kind of chroma key thing, right? Cool. All right. Well, I think I'm going to kill this. There ain't nothing else going on. If anybody else has any questions, I'm happy to go live again or video something or do whatever. Worship Extreme. I may try something else. Like I said, we use Keynote because our screens aren't very good and our people are old and we need to keep it simple. And we have office staff that have made all of these slides and we don't want to reinvent the wheel. Although maybe now would be a good time to do that. I don't know. So, all right, cool. Anybody else? We good? Stay home. Share hope. Be safe. John Mark says wait. But wait, there's more. What you got, buddy? He's going to ask something. Well, while he's asking that question. Oh, okay, gotcha. Try Worship Extreme? All right, I'm down with that. I may try that. Will it import Keynote stuff easily? Because I don't want to have to reinvent everything this week. My other question, so it may get more complicated next week because I think I'm going to play electric. But I've got an amp here. It could do the job with the microphone. Or I may plug my Helix in or something else. I don't know. As this goes on and on, it's going to be less struggling to get it to work and more playing around and having fun with it. All right. I'm out.